Naomi is pregnant. Bailey is hearing voices, and the OTC Roman Reigns returns and looks to set his sights at Clash in Paris. All of this and more with our recap of WWE Monday Night Raw. What's up, everyone? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, The Hot Commodity, and C, joined by my own personal hot commodity, and B.
What's up?
And today we are covering WWE Monday Night Raw from August 18th, 2025, live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the home of ECW, which played an integral part of this episode of Raw.
And thank God it was better than SmackDown.
Yeah, I was not a fan of last week's SmackDown at all. We're still having nightmares from it,
But I think this week's going to be better.
Yeah, they're in Dublin, Ireland.
We
so
got
we'll
Cena.
See. We'll see. Kicking off Raw, we have WWE World Champion Seth Rollins and his group Division coming out. Paul Heyman basically talks about, how Bron Breakker is the big dog now. Bronson Reed took out Roman Reigns. And then he starts to talk about the visionary and deserves more credit than himself. And then he brings up, some stuff about Seth Rollins defeating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and how he is like the
twice.
Yeah, twice. Jey Uso interrupts, and we were laughing because the kids kept trying to say stuff on the mic, and Jey was kind of like,
No, he was letting them say stuff on the mic, but the problem was they kept trying to get him to get his attention, and he was trying to cut the promo, and you could tell he was annoyed because these kids, come on, their parents should have held him. He would give them all
them to
five,
relax a
he was
bit,
meeting with them, and then they need to chill.
I hear you. I agree.
This is not a meet and greet. We're on live TV here.
So Jey says that he's tired of them and that Bron Breakker, he's a dog, but he needs to stay on his porch. And then says that he's next in line for a world title shot. Seth Rollins then starts to goad Bron Breakker by saying he thinks your family are losers. They're fat asses. He hates them. He thinks they're idiots. And then Paul Heyman says, Jey, you're really going to pull that in Philly. I used to run a place where extreme was what mattered. And he lists off from New Jack, Rob Van Dam, the Dudley Boys, the Sandman, and he mentions Tommy Dreamer, who he says is no longer living, but Tommy is alive and well. And then Jay's like, whoa, say no more. The only rules I need tonight are extreme rules. So we're going to go back to the ECW days with this match. What did you think of this promo? It was pretty quick.
It was good. It was an exciting kickoff to Raw, I think. Definitely Paul Heyman was playing on some nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you think there was anything to Seth Rollins telling Bron Breakker oh, he hates your family? He thinks they're do you think he really feels that way and he's trying to get Bron upset?
Absolutely not. I thought it made Seth Rollins look very villainous and he has these guys in the palm of his hand because any idiot could tell Jey Uso didn't say one thing like that. You know what I mean? And it just makes Seth Rollins look like a mastermind.
And easier for Bron Breakker to turn around and screw him over down the line.
Oh, yeah, they're already starting it. They're already starting it.
We see the Kabuki Warriors backstage, and Asuka apologizes to Iyo for yelling at her last week. And Asuka tells Iyo that if they need her, they'll have her back. And she's like, no, let me do this alone tonight. So we see Iyo Sky taking on Raquel Rodriguez, and this is a good match. They've had decent matches in NXT. Iyo lands a missile drop kick, and then lands Hurricane Rana's Raquel into the ring post, lands an over the moonsault, and Iyo gets the win. Immediately after the match, both Raquel and Roxanne attack Iyo until Rhea Ripley runs out and makes the save. And we kind of knew that there was going to be issues between Rhea and the Kabuki Warriors last week. We said that. But later on, we see Rhea talking to Iyo backstage. And then Asuka gets mad at Rhea and starts screaming at her in Japanese. They start arguing. Iyo runs off. And we're going to see Io's going to have to decide, and she's probably going to go with Rhea, which will be good for...
Well, we saw an interesting video on Asuka's YouTube called Kahana TV, and she explains she explains how her and Iyo go back to Japan, and that the reason that she was looked down upon in Japanese wrestling is because she was supposed to be Iyo Sky's senior, and she doesn't agree with their ranking system, and that she kind of gave up her name and her career there, and that she, really did that all for Iyo Sky, and that she's kind of like turning her back on her. And a lot of people are thinking this is going to be like a huge rivalry between Iyo and Asuka. And I think they would have awesome matches.
I agree. I think they would have some really good.
I think it'll be really
That would be a good WrestleMania match.
Yeah, I think it's already being built up.
CM Punk interrupts LA Knight's interview and says, I don't care if we don't like each other. LA Knight's like, it's not about that. You got involved in my matches. Punk's like, we need to stick together until Clash in Paris, otherwise the Vision will take us all out. And LA Knight says, worry about Paris and me becoming world champion. So LA Knight does not want to work with CM Punk, which makes sense.
LA Knight's retard. Well, he's kind of...
I see both. Well, because why would you want to, do you really think the Vision's really gonna... it makes sense to work together before a show, but it's like... Why are you going to help your friend? Why are you going to help your enemy, I mean?
What it would be... No, yeah. Listen, he's saying Seth Rollins has these two huge guys. We're probably going to see another person eventually. Mm-hmm. And they're saying if they don't stick together, they're 3-on-1. Like, together, they can, it does make sense.
Yeah, it does.
He's not saying during the match... Let's be friends. He's saying let's stay together till then because separately we're going to get our asses kicked.
But LA Knight's too egotistical to admit that, so of course.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I do think, though, that even Jey Uso turns them down later on when CM Punk tries to ask them, to work together. So it's like they're just...
Because of what happened. Well, go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
No, because we'll see what happens. Or did that... No,
I feel like they do, spoiler alert, I feel like they do help later on. But we'll talk about what happens later. It's almost like it makes sense for them to work together, but I can see why their characters wouldn't. Because they do that all the time. They just make people work together for no reason.
I do think that LA Knight should calm it down a little because they're both kind of face, and when it comes down to it, people are going to be cheering for CM Punk, not him.
Yes. Penta defeats Xavier Woods after a Mexican destroyer. Really just basic match. I like New Day, but this gimmick of them in mourning, I know a lot of fans find it cool, but I don't.
It's stupid. Who was it? Penta versus
Xavier Woods.
Yeah, and this week it's going to be Kofi. It's stupid. I don't want to.
Next up, World Tag Team Champions, the Judgment Day with Intercontinental Champion Dominik Mysterio take on Dragon Lee and Mr. Iguana from he's from AAA, right? Yeah. Dominik distracts Dragon Lee, allowing Finn Balor to land the coup de grace. Judgment Day get the win. After Dominik gets on the desk to set up an attack on Dragon Lee, but AAA World Champion Vikingo drop kicks Dominik off and takes out Judgment Day, but Judgment Day's numbers are too much for Vikingo, and Dominik lands a frog splash. They're going to fight at Worlds Collide, which I think takes place in September, but I have to
just the two of them.
Yeah.
For the championship.
Yeah.
I think Dominik's going to win.
We could see. We get a promo from Bayley backstage, and she starts talking about she has negative thoughts, and she says stop. And you hear voices, and she's like, we don't need friends. If you listen to me, I'll steer you down the right path. Listen to me. And then Bayley's like, I don't know what I need. And the voice says, how about a hug? And laughs. So we're getting a very different Bayley. We've never seen this twisted side of Bayley where she's doesn't know what to do. She's hearing her sort of own personal self past talking to herself. Go back to the hugger Bayley. Do you think we're going to get a hugger Bayley, or do we're going to get a crazy Bayley?
Oh, we're going to get crazy, and I think it's going to be a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I like this. This is good. This is good. Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch defeats Natalya with Maxine and Akira Tozawa after Becky applies this armor. After Becky continues to attack Natty. I was going to say Natty. Natty.
Oh, Natty and Natalya are
two
different people.
Yeah,
so.
well, she fucks up Natalya and Maxine until Nikki Bella makes a save, and Nikki lays out Becky with a Rack Attack 2.0, and we're probably going to get Nikki and Becky in Clash in Paris, which I'm all for because I'm a big Nikki Bella fan. I stand for Nikki. Big, obviously, Becky Lynch fan as well, so I'm excited for this.
Yeah, that would be a great fight. Definitely.
But yeah, Natalia was talking on Busted Open about how she's two different people, but it's like just fucking. I don't get why they don't bring that character.
Yeah, she needs to bring that character, and she was kind of talking about it because it's like we've seen Natalya for like 18 years now, and Natalya is kind of done. Like, come on, like do something
different. Sheamus argues with Rusev backstage, making Adam Pearce to book a Donnybrook match at Clash in Paris, which is basically a straight fight, with weird, like, he's Scottish, right?
Yeah.
Or no, he's Irish. He's Irish. With like different like Irish things. Like you'll see like shillelaghs and shit. But this hopefully will be the end of Sheamus and Rusev.
I fucking hope so.
They've been going at it for a while. Adam Pearce comes out next and calls out the women's world champion Naomi. And they really set this up like stupid. They are like, oh, we have a clip to show you from Stephanie's, or what's your story, whatever, with Stephanie. And Stephanie's like, okay, so you guys have a big announcement, right? And then Jimmy's about to say something and a clip goes off. And then Naomi comes out and she goes, I want to show you guys the Titantron. And we see Stephanie talking to Jimmy and Naomi, and Jimmy announces that Naomi is pregnant, and the fans pop. And Adam's like, I'm so happy for you.
Baby Uso.
Yeah, Adam Pearce says, I'm happy for you. And she's like, of course you're happy for me. But this ain't my first time relinquishing the title. I ain't handing you shit. I advise you to get out of my face. All the women in the locker room should be thanking Big Jim. Without him, you wouldn't have a chance to take this title from me. Jim likes to Netflix and chill, which sometimes we do too. But we don't Netflix. We just like whatever and chill. The bloodline continues. I'm going to lay my title here and give you Heffa's 9 months to do whatever you want with my title. I'm coming back to pick up where I left off. Whoever has a title, I advise you to proceed with caution. And this is the first time we get a heel pregnancy, you know, like she's like, fuck it, I don't care if I'm pregnant, you know, fuck you out in Paris, I'm going to be champion when I come back. I like this, and I'm proud, I'm happy for it.
Yeah.
Naomi and Jimmy, so congratulations to them.
I think Stephanie McCare is getting that title.
Do you feel like they're just going to have like a singles match, or do you think they're going to make it like a tournament?
I think there might be a tournament for who faces Stephanie.
Okay. Well, the title is supposed to be on the line at Clash in Paris, so maybe we'll get, I don't know, we'll see.
We still got like 2 weeks.
Because remember, right? We have 1 week. Stephanie won the Battle Royal Evolution, where the winner gets the fight for the title.
So, yeah, they're going to...
Maybe they'll just put someone in there, maybe have a number one contenders on Raw, and then have someone fight Stephanie. Because she already won. It's not like she has anything else to win.
No, Stephanie's definitely in the match. It's
but they might say, like... Well, no, yeah, exactly, because it doesn't matter who's the champion, like, she already won.
Yeah.
Dominik talks to El Grande Americano backstage, which causes him to look confused, and we're going to see Judgment Day break up soon. And
well, we've been thinking that for
years at this point, but I don't know. With AAA, it's kind of weird what they're doing here with all these guys. We get the Extreme Rules match here, Jey Uso versus Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker drops Jey Uso first across the edge of steel chairs, and that looked like it hurt really bad. Bron lands a Frankensteiner, Jey hits a spear, and then an Uso splash, but Bronson Reed pulls the referee out and lands a Death Valley driver to Jey. LA Knight runs out to make the save, but then Seth Rollins attacks LA Knight and stomps Jey Uso. CM Punk runs out and fights with Seth Rollins. LA Knight and CM Punk are smart here, and they double team Seth. Seth then pushes CM Punk into LA Knight, who falls off the apron, and Knight goes through a table And then Roman Reigns comes out from out of nowhere, spears Bron Breakker on the floor, hits a Superman punch to Bronson Reed. Jey hits an Uso splash to Bron Breakker through a table. Jey Uso wins this Extreme Rules match with a lot of outside interference. After Roman Reigns tells Bronson Reed, I'll see you in Paris. So we're gonna get Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns. What did you think of the match? All the outside interference, Roman coming back. A lot happening here.
First off, I really wish Roman Reigns was in this fatal 4-way for the title. I would rather see Jimmy or LA Knight replaced 100%. I thought this was really cool. I wasn't expecting Roman to come out at all. They were cheering for him. I wasn't expecting it, so that was pretty
Me
cool.
too. I was surprised. I didn't think he was going to show up.
So I thought it was a really good ending. It definitely gets you psyched for the match, and I liked it.
What was your pop of the night?
Probably Roman coming out.
Oh, yeah, me too. I like that. I like seeing Nikki fuck up.
Yep, that was cool too.
Seeing
And I also-
Asuka and Iyo argue was cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff, and I also liked shit. I lost it now. The Naomi thing with
Oh,
the
yeah, of
special
course.
thing.
Naomi announcing her pregnancy. I'm going to give that my pop of the night for Naomi. Look at Brock Lesnar's ugly daughter. So with that, we've covered all of Raw. We've got SmackDown, and then a week from Saturday is Clash in Paris. We have all of the Attitude Year Season 3 done. You could check out Season 1, 2, and 3 in the archives. We're going to be covering Season 4, 2001 shortly, so be on the lookout for that. AEW Forbidden Door London is this Sunday. So is NXT Heat Wave, so a lot of action coming your way. Make sure you subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, and until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.